This might be a bit longer than usual, but this message, Spirit really had me sit on for a while before I delivered it. And what I'm hearing is that you are the curse breaker of your family. And nobody likes the curse breaker. Nobody likes the one who shines a light on what's wrong. They don't like when you shine a light on the sickness that runs in your family. Now, I recently have gotten no contact with my mother. And this is important to the message. I had to go no contact with her because I had always known that there was no connection between she and I, 3-3 on the timer. My mother is a covert narcissist. I was not aware of this until I was an adult, but growing up with her, I'm like, something's wrong with her. And she was always in just quiet competition with me, or would try to if I started a business, she would start the same business. I had a skincare line. She started one at the same time as me. I started getting into TikTok. She tried to get into TikTok too for the business that she created. Just a lot of weird competition. I see. And it wasn't until I had my son where I'm like, oh my God, I could never fathom 111 on the timer, doing that to my own child. Could never fathom. I could never tell him that he is ugly. I would never tell him that he's stupid. There were so many things that were said to me as a child that I would just never, it would never come into my mind to say to my son. And he's 4. And I know the anecdotal thing is when you are raising children and you reach the age for them where you were hurt, that's when all the baggage comes up. And when he turned 4, that's when everything popped up for me, because when I was 4, I was SA'd because my mom left me with the random people who she didn't know very well because she was chasing after my dad. And this is not a trauma dump. This is showing you that the cycle had to stop. The pattern had to stop. The same thing happened to my mom and my mama's mom before her. The cycle had to stop. There's the women in my family just don't love each other. There's always weird competition. I don't know what it is. Even my dad, just jealous of his own children if they do well without him. Weird familial just undercurrents that really change the way that you see the world. And 222 in the timer. I swore to myself I would never let that touch my son. Sorry guys, I'm really sick. And so I had gone no contact with my father first because he exhibited a lot of the traits that my son's father exhibited, and that was a domestic violence situation for me. And he was another covert narcissist. You end up dating your parents, you really do, until you heal. And so I had cut off my father first, and I realized the root of everything was my mom, and I had to go no contact with her. The moment I decided I was going to go no contact, I had gone back to her house, was packing up all my stuff. I knew that I was going to leave while she was either sleeping or at work, because I don't want the confrontation. She has a tendency to freak out, throw my things out, and she had already been throwing my things out long before I moved out. She's like, well, I'm just tired of looking at them. Just, really weird stuff that you would never fathom saying to your own children. And I packed up all my stuff. I forgot my baby pictures, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. I packed up all my stuff and I left. And I left the phone that was on the family plan. I left that behind because she said she wanted to use it for her business anyway when I left. So there you go. And I just left everything, and I cut all contact. And there was an instance yesterday where my son and I had gone out to eat, and money has been really, really tight. Money has been tight because of camping fees and all that stuff. We're recovering from mold toxicity, just trying to make it. And the place we were staying, lots of kids, lots of dogs. We get out, we camp to escape, get some fresh air, get away from the chaos. But money's been tight because car payment, everything. And we go and get some food, and he asked for a burger, knowing he doesn't like burger, but he doesn't like chicken, and he doesn't like meat, basically. Kids are picky when they're 4. And there was this moment where he would not eat his food, and I reached this place of just oh my God, I can't believe you won't eat this. You're really gonna waste this food. I worked so hard for this. Yeah, just going through these loops in my mind that I've never really thought these things before, because I try not to give into scarcity programming. And it got to the point where I was about to yell at him because he was not gonna eat this burger. And then I realized that was not me, that was my mom. That was my mom speaking through me. And 4 in the timer, I've been having a lot of flies around me, a lot of monitoring spirits. I know she's got her feelers out. I had to block one of my sisters on social media because she's still in contact with my mom. And as much as I love her, and if you see this, Sharon, I still love you, but I had to protect myself. 4, 5, 6 on the timer. And I had to stop myself in the moment and just choose differently. I put the food away. I apologized to him. We had a good hug. I explained to him that it was wrong for me to try and control how he ate and what he ate and try to use coercion techniques. It was wrong, and that no one should do that to you. And the moment I did that, I got sick. I got really, really sick. It was like a couple minutes later, I could feel it in my throat first, throat chakra. And like, this is definitely like a purging. Because at first I'm like, oh, this must be like an energetic attack, because the same thing happened when I went to her house. I got so sick I couldn't speak. And obviously there was mold there. But now that I'm finally stepping away from her fully, even her parenting tactics that are like trying to creep their way in, choosing actively to do different, to do better, it's like the final piece of her was gone, and it's like I'm purging. And so I know this is a long story, but Spirit said it was very imperative that I shared it. It gets worse before it gets better. 616 on the timer. It is so lonely, and it's really sad to not be without the people you've been around your whole life, even if they were shitty to you. Sometimes we just get regulated to the chaos. We get regulated to someone treating us like shit, which is why most people who have narcissistic parents end up dating or marrying people who have the same tendencies. Like, Spirit wants you to realize, like, you are on the right track. People are going to make you seem crazy. People are going to try to say you're unstable, you're crazy, she's overly dramatic, she's too sensitive, it's just a joke. It's not. We know that these things run deeper, and you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear when it comes to these things, and unfortunately most people don't. And the thing is, your family members that came before you had a chance. They had a chance to break these generational curses, and they chose not to. And so because they didn't deal with it, now you have to. You are well within your rights to not want to associate with people who refuse to do the work. 717. If people cannot grow and elevate, especially emotionally, then there's no point in being around them. I'm speaking to someone who, like, you might be an eldest daughter, you might be parentified, I just know that so much fell on your shoulders and you're tired. And that's okay. You are allowed to step away. You are allowed to walk away from people. You cannot abandon a grown person. Even if they're family, they will be fine. Unfortunately, people lose their families every day. And you will be okay. They will be okay. Do not let guilt or loyalty or weird ties to your family members keep you stagnant, because if you don't do the work, someone else is going to have to. Like, if you have kids, or if you choose to have kids even, they're going to have to do the work if you don't. And there's so many in this collective. I literally feel it. There's so many of us. Like, I want to cry. You're doing your big one, 818 at the timer. You're doing what no one else wanted to do or could do. They didn't have the capacity to do it. So be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. If you start hearing a lot of negative talks in your mind, who is that? Who is that? Because I know it's not you. Children are in theta state from the moment they are born until they're like 7 or 11 or something like that. Theta state is a hypnosis state. I say this all the time. If your parents programmed you, because that's what it is, like, you program your children. I try to speak life on him. I tell him how smart and handsome and brave and strong and rich and all the things that he is, because he's being programmed. You owe it to yourself to rewire that programming and put yourself first. Okay? I'm going to make a part 2 to this later on, talking about the different ways that you can reprogram and heal from narcissistic parental abuse. I can't really say heal because, for entertainment purposes only, but it's very important that you start rewiring that story. I love you guys so much. Thank you for getting through this message. Please leave me a sunflower if you made it all the way through. And we are so close to our daily goal. If you got anything out of this reading, please consider tipping or booking. We are trying to save up for a motorhome so that we can have something that is our own, something where we can feel safe and independent. And so every little tip, donation, and booking really does help us. I love you guys so much, and thank you just for being here. Thank you for holding space for me. I know that was a long story, but I hope that you got something out of it that can help you. Okay? I love you so much.